Yeah.
Okay, cameras and sound are on.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. This is the Municipal Truth and Reconciliation Committee for September 17th, Tuesday at 11 a.m. here in the council chambers. So on the agenda, number one, I'll call the meeting to order. And number two, who would like to do the land acknowledgement?
I don't have.
You have-
I don't have it in front of me.
I can ratify.
Joan?
As we start our meeting, we acknowledge that we are on the traditional territory of Sioux First Nations within Treaty 3, and that many of the people and communities that we serve in Sioux Lookout traditionally known as one, now what? Sorry. Meaning
One and now down. Yeah.
Being Bay of Sandy Beaches. From Treaty 5-9 of the Michigan Asking Nation.
Thank you. Okay, agenda item number 3. There is the agenda. So for A, we shall do the introduction of amendments to the agenda. Anybody? Any amendments? I don't have any. Okay. B, confirmation of the agenda. So shall we have a mover and a seconder? Okay, Eileen moves. And
I'll second.
you'll second. Okay. Reese. Reese. Number 4, declarations of pecuniary interest. There are none, I'm assuming. Yeah, okay, none. So we shall move on to number 5, the adoption of the minutes. The minutes are from July 24, this year, 2024. The meeting minutes were all given to everybody by email from our staff resource. And I kind of glanced at them. I wasn't here for that meeting. Any we need a mover and a seconder, I guess, for this. Move, Joan will move. Maurice again,
I'll second.
be the seconder today. No, just kidding. Okay, number 6, business arising from the minutes. Is there any business that anybody wanted to? So it looks like we had a big, long discussion about the branding. Translations. The other one, signage at the airport. There's a lot of money involved.
Talk it's in there, it's just small, expensive items. I don't have the photos of the airplane, we just, yeah, I have that.
And some of the artifacts. Artifacts being put on display would be nice. And the memorial site. Where would that be? And then items for discussion, the Blueberry Festival. The standing working group, standing working group. About the branding. banners.
Another question I have is on the minutes is if Brian Boswell setting up. What was it called? Was it downtown revitalization
Yeah.
and the tourism thing, and seeing if we can get in person kind of communication with them, something. Yeah. And Brian said we'd follow up to see if we can make that happen.
I have not heard from Brian yet. I know that today's council meeting has something regarding the revitalization.
Yeah.
He might be waiting till after that meeting. I will check with him and follow up.
No, have any comments? Shall we move on then to number 7? Delegations presentation and committee presentations. I don't see anybody here. The only new person I see is over here. Support staff.
So I am away next month.
Okay.
So Michelle is just kind of getting the feel for the group today,
Okay.
and she'll be your person next month.
Okay. All right. Nice to meet you. Okay, thank you. Now to number 8, agenda items. 1 through 5, but we'll start off with the Blueberry Festival event follow-up.
Yeah, I think it went really well. I think we had a barbecue there, so I think that the last one center made like almost $300, which was, usually we only make like 40 or $50 for events, so they made a good amount of money. I think it went really well. We still have some leftover rocks available at the center, but I think we just put it in the bucket.
It was an
Yeah.
excellent event. I think that the choice of Reese decided we're gonna do it actually on the street, so we were on the sidewalk. Made
Oh,
it
yeah.
a big difference,
Yeah.
because as people drove by, yeah,
Whatever.
and they stopped. And the highlight of the day, I think, was when we had a residential school survivor stop
Yeah.
and tell some stories. And, so brave with him and just so meaningful. And that's where we would like the direction of the event. We talked with him about that, that maybe next year we could get that little fire pit that we had at the Bannock Bake Off and have a circle of chairs. And maybe we could invite some survivors and people could just sit and listen, because it was very impactful.
Yeah, 100%.
And we own some things now. So we own the orange chairs, the umbrellas, we have the paints. So we have the brushes, so we have a little bit of supplies for ourselves
Next year.
to go forward with events. So we're sort of accumulating some stuff. Yeah.
Did you have an idea of how many attendants there were? It's hard to say, like I'd say 30.
Yeah, I was saying 30.
We thought we were.
Round up to 30. I was
Yeah.
round up to 30.
Yeah, because people that walk by, stop, we had families.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was wonderful, like,
Yeah.
we were amazed, like, it was amazing.
And
And
then
then,
Brody came up too.
yeah, and we took the rocks and Reese, Brent and I distributed them around town, so we put some at the memorial. And there was one big one that said Truth and Reconciliation, we put that one at the library in their little stand. So, I think we were pleasantly surprised. We thought we were gonna be there on fire.
It was good.
It was lovely. Yeah, and the people of Hudson, we're so grateful that we had an event.
Event
They
there,
really
yeah.
liked it, and it was good for us to see too, the value of that center.
Yeah,
Like, it was hopping all day.
yeah.
It was really good. Great. And should we talk about our event? Oh, yeah.
We, myself and Dorian Chisel were both working at Equivoc. We were the cooks, so we mixed the bannock and we, I think, had a trial of 3 different kinds or 4 different kinds. And it was the third one that we presented to the judges. And Saul said the bannock melted in his mouth. And the young person, the youth who was one of the judges,
Yes.
he had kept his, he didn't wanna. Yeah, he kept it for eating for later on. And Joan and the mayor were manning the fire. So they found it kind of challenging, I think, because it was the first time and the frying pans were not, because we were kind of away from there and Eileen was kind of going back and forth. But we all stood before the judges and we ended up getting a runner-up. We didn't get first place. Second, yeah. Pretty good, yeah. Yeah, runner-up. So hopefully next year we'll all be near the fire this time, you know. We just couldn't get a handle on, you know, the bannock making, because usually the bannock cooks fast. And it only gets usually turned over once, not like 3 or 4 times.
We did it. It was a bit of a learning curve. Yeah. But the other thing that happened too is that we were separated.
Yeah,
So we
that's,
thought, because we had a small team that during would just coach us.
yeah,
Then the pits got moved to one area and then they were
yeah,
working in another area. So we were, Doug and I were on our own
yeah,
and we lacked a little knowledge, let's
Yeah.
just say. So Darlene sort of educated us a little bit, but we learned and next year we were gonna.
yeah. We did good. We kind of ran with, you know, towards the end there and had the final good batch.
Yes, and it was epically delicious.
Yeah.
I craved it for 2 days.
Blueberries inside, well, mixed with blueberries,
Yeah.
so. And then we made a sauce in a pan. We put the blueberries and the water in there and sugar and used that to drizzle on the side of the bannock, so,
But like you said, we need a larger team.
yeah.
We need a larger team. We didn't realize. Like, not how much work it would be, but
Yeah.
yes, like there were people that had teams of 20.
We need the one person,
Yeah.
doing the fire all
Yes.
the time. And then, we need two cooks at least,
And
yeah,
then 2 people over there. So really, it would be ideal if we could have 10 people.
yeah,
Because there's other people that are coming, like people gathered around to watch you.
yeah, they want to see what we're putting in our bannock.
Yeah, they wanna know. I wanted to know and I thought I was gonna be able to learn, but because I was over in the other area, I didn't get to, right? So, so
We tried to make that big one in
it tasted so delicious. It didn't
Yeah.
look perfect, but the flavor was just out of this world.
the pan was really deep. It was, what do you call those, Dutch oven?
Dutch oven.
Yeah, it was a Dutch oven and she made a big bannock in there mixed with blueberries in it, right? And so, but when it came time to turn it over,
We couldn't
it
get it
broke
out.
apart. Yeah, but
But
she
it was
still
the
tried to.
Yeah. It was the most delicious.
It looked good, yeah.
Yeah, tasty.
Yeah, and then later on, whatever we had, because we made 3 or 4 batches of different kinds, some plain, some with blueberries and the dories, we kind of cut them up and put them out so that people could, after the competition was over, because we couldn't do it before because we weren't allowed to serve anybody. But I mean, when we mixed our bannock, we used gloves, so we didn't touch the dough and tried to be, you know, as safe as we could be, but we needed Javex and water and stuff at the, you know, which we usually do every year anyway, but, yeah, so, and then we had, water and water and drinks in the coolers. And what else do we do? Napkins and the bannocks and the small plates. So there's some stuff that we need ahead of time, the ice and the. One little girl found my little stash of pail of the blueberries and she comes walking around, oh. She was carrying my blueberries. I told the mother, I said, I need those, but I gave her a little cup full.
And I think it's really important that we are one of the participants in the Bannock Bake Off, because the history of it is that it was municipality against Lac-Seul. And then Lac-Seul kept beating us and beating us and beating us, so then they got more people to join. But
Yeah.
we are the two original teams, so we have to keep that history going.
Yeah, wasn't it the anti-racism committee?
Yeah.
And we got some good positive feedback from some of the older committee members. I'm just happy to see the event again, and just
Yeah,
It was
so lively. It was really lively, right?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah. It's great. I've never done it before. I've always watched, but I've never.
yeah, it's just busy.
It's so busy. I'm not amazed, yeah, how busy it was, yeah.
It was so.
Nice sunny day too.
Hot.
Yeah, we definitely need a little pop-up.
Yeah.
Cooked by the fire.
And we had told Doug that he was just gonna be like an honorary member, but we made it work the whole time.
Put them to work, yeah.
That's right, it's like so much wrong. It's like, there's no fire, so, but he was a good firekeeper, so next year, hopefully.
The sign of the fire was very high,
Yes.
It was kind of high, yeah.
so that you couldn't get the front hands.
Yeah, hot enough. Yeah. Yeah, it was probably that high, but this one seemed higher.
Well, I think the purpose of that was because they were gonna go on the grass, and so the grass wouldn't get burnt, but then at the last minute, they decided.
Oh, yeah.
So the smoke was just.
But it was excellent.
It was on the pavement though,
Yeah.
and they'd never burnt the pavement.
Oh, yeah, but they were originally, supposed to go on where we were, and at the last minute, they changed.
We were on the side.
Yeah, yes.
But it's the big, just meant the front. It's too far. And so it was. That's the.
Yeah,
And plus, we didn't have our fire brigade that high. That was our problem.
Yeah.
That's really showed us. Things changed drastically.
oh well.
What's fascinating is the team that won. Had representatives from about these 4 continents. and
Yes.
more. I thought that was brilliant.
Yes, and their costumes were amazing.
Yeah.
Like they were really, we'll have to put some effort into that next year.
Yeah.
Get all matching ribbon skirts or something.
Well, we won that.
3 times, and one of them we were the minions.
Oh,
They
yeah.
were all dressed up in yellow and blue and stuff, and then another year we were the the hillbillies.
Oh, yeah.
So I was granny and I was making the dough, and then when we presented to the judges, I had a BB gun. Police officer there. Little did I know that BB gun was actually loaded. Thank goodness I didn't. I would have got arrested. Our team would have got arrested.
By election.
Yeah. But anyway, it was, so yeah, the themes.
Yeah, the themes were
Yeah,
really good.
that's, yeah,
And that's why, I'm sure that's why that team won, because their things
Yeah.
were really good. It was good.
yeah.
A great event.
I forget what others, we were the Care Bears or something one year, and
Oh,
we
yes,
had
yeah.
the little things we put on our, we were dressed in brown and we painted our faces and. Yeah, I saw another team, they did Wassa did the Hawaiian team.
Oh,
And that's what they did, they had Bannock on a stick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And this year, the Maxwell family, they had 3 generations and they had the 93-year-old Kokum making the banner and they did tie-dye and they did their banner in
Yeah.
tie-dye colors. So it was quite.
It's really good.
Yeah. They had some good lines. Yeah, it's very good.
Oh, yeah, and we were the hippies one year.
Oh, that.
Flower power, we call ourselves.
That would be good.
There were a couple of years when there was the Bill George Cookums one.
Yeah,
Eating Mars. She was a.
yeah, it's a good event. Yeah.
So
Okay.
next year we're going for the winnings.
I'll just put forth already.
Yeah.
All right, okay, so our Blueberry Festival went well for our group, I guess, with the Hudson event and our Blueberry Bake-Off, so that's good. We had that's it, number 2, now we have the Standee Working Group check-in.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah, so I have the thing, so I met with Darlene and she reviewed all of the purchases and what our committees 3 are, so we've agreed to purchase 3. So, I believe our 3, let me just see, so right now we have 15 banners. So there's 2 child welfare ones, what is this? Then there's 3 education banners. There are 2 language and culture ones, so that will be one of ours, is a language and culture, and it will be at the library. And there are 2 health banners. We're going to do missing children burial information, which is going to be at the airport, so that one is ours. The justice one, we have the justice one, and we have equity for Aboriginal people in the legal system. We have the churches, there's 1 church one. And we're going to do, one of our other ones will be sports and reconciliation, and that one will be at the arena. So, and the justice one is going to be paid for by one of the legal firms in town, but it's going to be displayed at the courthouse. And the other one, I believe, hopefully at the police station, the equity for Aboriginal people in the legal system. So there's several that we haven't done, because we haven't done certain topics. So the topics that we haven't done, one of them is museums and archives, which hopefully next year when we do our museum project at the airport, we can include this banner. So, and the concept, so I've already gone to the printer, I've met with the printer, so he has all the information, and he's going to hopefully get us, so that cat's paw. I also met with Brian, so I met with Darlene and first, and then Brian. So Darlene has approved this and Brian. And then we're hoping that we had told him 30th, but now I see that all of the events are on the 25th. So should we try to move it up? So should we try to move it up to the 25th? I can talk to him and see. He hasn't started them yet. He has all of the materials are on site. So all the banners are there, but he hasn't started the work to put them together, to design them and print them.
Kind of tight for him, I would think, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Tomorrow.
yeah, it'll be a week tomorrow, so but it will be 5 days of work.
Yeah.
So I think I have all of the information to him, but you were saying the church one wants to be customized, you'll have to get that to us as quickly as possible. And then we're waiting for one from Kiddo, the information from Kiddo, which is also going to be a customized banner. So there's Kiddo. Keto. So Kido, yeah. Keto, okay. So so I think we have 4 customized banners, and the other ones, Reese has designed a template that is just gonna be the like the actual calls for action. We're also doing the calls for action for, it's called youth, which is gonna be at the Friendship Center. So yeah, so we have 15 vendors. So hopefully I'll go back and talk to him today and explain to him that the event hopefully is gonna be on the 25th. So we should talk about the event, like what do we want to do?
What event specifically?
Like, we were going to try to distribute our banners at an event.
Like in time for the walk on the
Yeah.
25th?
That was our goal, but we thought it was on the 30th. No,
On the 25th.
Is it, where we're planning to walk this year?
No,
I mean, we,
it's Slipknot, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, we're doing ours on the 25th.
Yeah.
yeah.
I was wondering what's going on the 30th. I only know of one event on the 30th.
Yeah, and
the
that's-
Friendship Center.
yeah, they have. I mean, if push came to shove, and let's say James, Upperton can't do it on the 25th, we could still do it on Monday, the 30th.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, if, you know, like, if we really can't do it, yeah, like, we can put it around, take photos, and maybe ask the comms guy here, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah,
social media, you know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah, or we could just pop them all up and have, you know, do a
Yeah.
photo shoot with them and then we
Mhm.
can distribute them, do photo shoots at each.
Because we have the actual flag raising. That is,
11 a.m.
on the 26th, yeah, on Thursday, the 26th. So, yeah. But, yeah, but I mean, like, fail safe, if push came to shove, you know what I mean? Like, if James is so busy that he can't do it, we can still do it on the 30th.
Or
Yeah.
we could, because on the 30th, the Friendship Center is doing a movie premiere.
Yeah,
So we could bring them all there and have them there
Yeah,
and then distribute them after that. We could do that.
yeah.
So, and we had sort of saved ourselves a little bit of money to do that. Do we need that? Like, do we need the money? Do we need-
Money for the,
Well, just in case we had to do an event, but if we're gonna join someone else's event,
yeah,
Yeah, I think we should
then we could.
ask the Friendship Center to have it.
On the 23rd, Monday, there's a sunrise ceremony at 7 AM. And it just says Onaman ZB. And then medicine teachings with Tom Chisel, 1 PM. I wonder if that's at their,
That's the 23rd, yeah, that's next week.
yeah. And then Tuesday, moose hide scraping and deer smoking as an event, but it doesn't say where. Tobacco time making from 10 to 2. Barbecue 11:30 to 1. K-Net Tea and Bannock from 1 to 3.
Those
Wednesday.
Those are all at the Hostel 3.
Okay. Yeah. And then Wednesday, the 25th, Walk for Truth and Reconciliation, 1 PM, Nishnabegamic Friendship Center to the town beach. The opening closing prayer by Ralph Johnson, special speakers to follow, drinks, snacks, and barbecue. So that's on Wednesday. Then the 26th, the beating, 9 to 12 at Onaman CB, and elder gathering from 1 to 4:30, Mushkiki. Udna, again, Udana Peak. I can't even hardly see that one. Hostel 3, T Bannock storytelling, and then Friday, they're having a closing ceremony with Sacred Fire at Onaman ZB. So that is the,
So there's no
Those
movie.
are a Stifna event, so, and then on the
Yeah.
30th is the Friendship Center is doing a sunrise
Yeah.
ceremony and a film screening
And the
at
film screen. So we
6:30,
should,
yeah.
so are you guys okay with me then contacting the Friendship Center and seeing if we can just
Combine,
their,
yeah.
rather than doing our event?
Yeah.
Do we want to have anything like, do we want to buy water or anything like that, or should we just do our event?
My question is what time, especially because I gotta go to Thunder Bay that day, so I have a doctor's appointment like once
film screenings at 6:30.
Yeah, so I do it at 6 PM.
Yeah, well, if we could do it at 5. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
like we could, if they're open, like if they're, well, I'll check with her.
Yeah,
No,
it may- yeah.
no.
Okay.
Whatever, we're gonna have to work with them because it's their event, we
Mm-hmm.
can't just hijack. We're just gonna have to ask what they will allow us to do, so I'll ask them. And they are sponsoring one of the banners, and they were quite excited about it, so.
Yeah, so the only, if we can get the walk, great.
Yeah, if we can get the walk, that would be perfect.
And then the events on Tuesday are all at the hostel.
Yeah.
Also 3, and it's like a full day of events, so that might be, if we happen to get a
Yeah.
monthly fee, that would be.
Yeah.
Set up in boardrooms.
Yeah.
A couple workshops.
And the Friendship Center event, sunrise ceremony, sacred fire at 7 a.m. at the Friendship Center at the backyard. And then-
So,
Sunrise.
what day is that?
The 30th,
Is it Mondays?
It's Monday.
Okay.
7 a.m. And then film screening, We Were Children at the main hall, beginning at 6:30 p.m. Sorry. And that's on Monday. So it's 6:30. Beverages and light refreshments will be served. That's all it says. Okay.
Okay, so I'll do some work and figure out what can happen, and then I'll let you know. And so that means that we've reserved that money, so how much money do we have left? We spent 500 on the sign, was it 500? Yeah, and 900 on the banners, yes, approximately, so let's say $1,000 for that, so let's say $15, so we have $1,000. About that, yeah, so if we wanted to use that $1,000 to go towards the food at the United Church Truth and Reconciliation events, we could do that.
So I did talk to Brian about that. I had actually penciled this in as number 6 in the end of the agenda. So I did talk to Brian about that. He said we need to know the scope of it. And potentially, the CAO budget may be able to assist if it were larger than what the committee could do. But he had to know kind of the scope of it, how many do we need to arrange catering? Like, why there were questions.
Yeah.
Like, is it already planned? Do they know how many people?
Can I just finish with the standing things?
Yeah,
before
yeah.
we go to the
Yeah.
topic? Did you say there's one on cemeteries?
No, there's not one. So there's these are the ones that we do at the time that have no banners. So no, there's no banner for the Museum and Archives, there's no banner for reconciliation. There's no banner for Royal Proclamation and Covenants of Reconciliation, no banner for settlement agreement parties of the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. No banner on National Council for Reconciliation. There is no banner for professional development and training in public services. There's no banner on education for reconciliation. And there's no banner for National Center for Truth and Reconciliation. And there's no banner for commemoration or media and reconciliation for newcomers to Canada.
So the church ones, the church calls to action are very long. And
Yes,
so we just put them in, if you make like 6 banners.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm just basing them.
Yeah.
Summarizing, making different, the section of variants, which ones are the churches with other. So will I include those in the church ones?
well, we have created, help me out here, Reese, a little code, what's the code called?
The QR code.
A QR code, which is going on every banner, and that we would use their phone and look up them all if they wanted to. So they total 94 calls to action, just because we thought, you know, people want to know more information, that's the best way to do it. So,
And
and
it
then
brings
we're
them-
not obligated to clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think these bands are great to kind of like get people talking, right?
Yes, that's-
You can be like, oh, what's, I want to learn more, but, you know, here's the QR code to the document.
So Reese created
Because,
this.
I mean, I know from the United Church, I know what the United Church has done in response,
Mhm.
and to me, that would be helpful.
Yes, and that's what some of the child welfare banks have done. They have put some of their progress on them. Yeah, and
Unfortunately, I have been unable to get anything with about information. They seem to be I'm trying to work what their churches have done.
Yeah. Well, we're sort of,
on process, so
Yeah.
I'm just going to focus on. the
Yes,
church.
and we're sort of hoping that, other like, we haven't contacted every organization. There may be organizations that would wish to participate, but we, just for time, maybe can't keep going and adding. So, we're sort of doing this at, like, if the churches see it and they think, oh, this is a positive thing, we should have participated, they can still participate. This is not the end.
No, no.
Anyone who wants to participate at any time going forward can contact us,
Yeah.
and they're paying for them themselves. We can facilitate and make it happen. So hopefully, this will be a start of learning, and hopefully that other people will jump on board. Let's hope for that.
Okay, so I'll try and work on that as quickly as possible.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that's fantastic.
So they back to the event of the church, so the National Truth and Reconciliation body is putting out webinars on different topics. And we talked at the United Church thought this would be a good idea to host these. So there's one for each day, 23rd to 27th. So this, and they're being sort of Zoom or whatever at noon. It's a 50-minute webinar. It's a speaker, plus then 10 minutes of facilitated discussion on the webinar. And so what St. Andrews is proposing is to have a lunch and learn event. And then we're looking for other organizations to partner. One, if they wanted to provide the lunch. And then secondly, if they would think like to facilitate another period of discussion after the local discussion. So that everyone can participate is there. So that's what we were asking our committee, if we could do that one of the days. I think it would be Thursday.
Yeah, on the 26th.
The 26th, yeah. So there'll be no discussion after on the Wednesday because of the walk. So, there's somebody from Slipknot, I believe, going to facilitate the Monday.
And we would be Tuesday, did you say?
On Thursday, so.
On Thursday.
Thursday, yeah. Something, I'll find it. Yeah, so the thing is, we don't know how many people will show up. It might be just 5.
Yeah.
Or it might be 20. We have no idea. Because it'll be advertised. But we have no idea. What we're doing for the first couple of days is we're buying buns and meat and the veg and trays. And that will give us an idea. We'll buy some stuff for Monday. If you eat it all on Monday, that's fine. We've got more for Tuesday. But if you don't eat it, we can use it on Tuesday. And by maybe Monday or Tuesday, we'll know on Monday. But it's absolutely, no idea how many.
So for the food, have you got someone already doing the food, or do you want food are the money to come from us?
If you can, as we as a committee can.
So the constraint on that isn't necessarily the money, it is getting the money in time. So for me to be, so if.
No, I mean, the church can pay for it.
Okay.
Reimbursed.
Well, I was gonna say, 'cause if it was say ordered from the fresh market, I can put it on the account there and then bill it. Like that's not a problem. But if they want to pay for it, then we reimburse them, that's much easier, because then you have an official cost and I can deal with that. And if you just tell the church that, if you decide on an amount that you want to give them, to this is the maximum, that would probably be the easiest thing to decide and vote on. And that way that it fits within your budget. I mean, it's not gonna, if you're not sure how many people and you're thinking, anywhere between 5 and 20, or even 30, it's not gonna be the rest of your budget.
$200.
It would be a much bigger party than that. Yeah.
Should we say like a maximum of 250 or something?
Yeah.
Well, but that's your motion, do I put that your motion?
It would have to go to a vote, the motion, yes.
Do you want to even say more than that? Do I say 300?
I would say 250, because
250
250 is a
have
quarter of the thousand.
Yeah, but we have $1,000 left. It's the end of September. What are we gonna do with it?
So you over the holiday break.
Yeah.
Yeah, you had also suggested reserving some for next year so that you can,
Well, we can do that.
yes, well, I can request it from council.
Yes, we can request that, but not guaranteed, yes, so if we went with 300, that would give us 700 to,
Yeah.
which would, if we had to buy a display case for our museum project, we could do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
Can I do that? Yeah, sure. I'm just thinking how expensive groceries are. We don't get much for
Yeah.
for 5 days.
Okay, so a motion for
Yeah.
300?
300, yeah.
Well, they have to have a motion.
They have to make a motion.
Somebody does.
Yeah.
Somebody does.
Are you gonna make a motion?
Oh, yeah, I'll
Yeah.
make the motion, I just say, $300 for lunch on Thursday, September 26th for the Truth and Reconciliation webinar at St. Andrew's United Church. And, yeah. If you reimburse too.
Yeah.
That's, that's
Yeah,
right.
we first,
Yeah. I'll say it.
Actual cost maximum $300, yeah, I'll say.
I'll second it.
So I'll just read out the topics. The 23rd is health-related impacts of the residential school system. And Selectmen has agreed to facilitate and provide lunch. 24th is allyship and confronting unconscious bias. And I believe everyone that somebody at the Friendship Center was thinking about that. The 25th is impacts in addressing Indigenous identity and fraud. And then the 26th is a community perspective of the United Nations Declaration of the Rights of Indigenous Peoples.
And that's the one you want us to facilitate.
And then the 27th, how do we address the barriers to reconciliation? It's
But we have to vote on our motion.
okay. Go ahead, Chair.
We have to vote on our motion.
For the money.
Yeah. with me.
Sure.
No, but we also need someone to facilitate, so.
The
if
26th.
someone-
Who's all going?
And all of us.
I'm gonna try to go.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it's important that we have competition spaces.
Can we propose, maybe I'll just go for a coffee with sometime this week or just to talk about it?
Yeah.
Just a time or just.
Yeah. It's, we're not working.
I'll get you the information so you can look up the. What you want to know.
Yeah.
So will they send the final bill to one of you and you'll just forward it on to me, or will I have a contact there?
The bill. I mean, the bill for the church.
I mean, they can contact me directly, that's fine.
They send me everything, this is the treasure.
It's from noon to 12, right? Probably noon to 2, right?
Noon till 2.
Okay.
And I think that this, like us partnering with other organizations is a really good model for us. Because I mean, we can't run all these things ourselves, but for us to, so this is like our second partner, well, if we can stand up banners, this is our direct partnership agreement in 1 year, which has worked out quite well. We really need to make these partnerships as much as possible. Yeah.
Okay. So number 4, the October,
I just.
oh,
I
number,
just remembered one thing that I should mention with subcommittee events. When we were at the Rocks, the Painting Rock event in Hudson, we were approached by the senior center. Someone on their board of directors, and they also want to do sort of the same concept that the United Church is doing. Which they want us to facilitate for them. So I said I would bring it to the committee and we would discuss it. And but maybe what we should do, and I told them it wouldn't be immediately, right? Because I mean, it takes a while. Maybe we should see how yours goes and then recommend that they almost use the same model for their members. Because this person really felt that it would be beneficial for some of the seniors to just have some education on truth and reconciliation. You know, so that we.
I think they were having their board meeting this month as well
Yes.
too, so
Yeah, so they're gonna.
there's a bit of time there.
Yeah, so I just need to sort of how do people feel about that? Can we take on things like that? Do you feel, can we? See what?
if they want to do something, that's a good sign.
Yes, oh yeah, definitely, yeah. Yeah. But they sort of want us to bring a level of expertise to the situation. So we would have to rely on. Almost, you know, for that level of expertise.
Yeah.
So would you be interested in them later? Sure.
Depends on what they want to do.
Yeah.
Education, general education event, we could do something.
Yeah.
I ordered a bunch of, I think it was me, but I I put Andrea's name on it at work for the students. And there's some really good booklets that they came out with for educational resources. And I listed us as an educational resource. Very simple language and I haven't gone through the whole thing,
Yeah.
but I saw a couple of pages and I thought,
Very meaningful.
I'll wrap up some of the NCTR and they sent us a whole box of stuff.
Okay,
So I
So-
said, so I'll bring those maybe sometime during the event and I'll give each of you one of them to look at, and then maybe we could do something with the senior center.
okay, so I'll mention to
Using
her that
those.
we are interested in participating in a joint project with her. And maybe we can put that on our work plan for our event for next year.
And I don't know who's the members of the senior center, but I imagine there's probably some residential school people. And I think even one staff who might be part of that seniors activity center. I think that, yeah. And he never liked, that staff were all, painted with one brush,
Yes,
And-
yeah,
and I don't think his experience was that bad, so I don't know. But I don't think he's at Nelson.
oh, yes.
Yeah, because he worked at Pelican.
Yes.
I remember him when I was there, and so he never liked the fact that all staff were, painted with one brush. Everybody who worked there was bad, and which wasn't always the case. So, but anyway. Yeah, that should be interesting.
Yeah.
We'll see what we can do with them. I mean, they could do anything. They could-
Yes,
they
yeah.
could-
Now, you're talking about the Sioux Lookout seniors.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, so about senior center. That we.
Yeah, if they want to do something, we'll maybe show them that booklet and
Yeah.
see what they might be interested in.
Yeah.
Remember the Kairos blanket exercise? Kairos, the blanket exercise?
Mm,
Were you ever part of that study?
I think that might be a little bit too intense to start. I think to start
Yeah.
We had to
Yeah,
do
I
some.
do
Yeah, so that exercise, yeah, it's very intense.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we do a general presentation of some kind, then the discussion is where these things will, might open something.
Yes, yeah.
We have to be a little bit mindful and try to have certain types of health support there even, you know,
Yeah.
we could ask Slifna if they could provide a couple of people to be there, you know, even the elders,
No, that, yeah.
so nothing gets out of hand.
Yeah.
Um, like sometimes people don't agree with some of these things, you know, like the settlements or, you know, I mean, look at Senator Lynn Bea
Yeah.
as an example, you know, the point of views that she took on to within the Senate. And what she said, and then what we tried to do, you know, meet with her, and we all told our story to her, and it still didn't do a thing, you know. But anyway, we gave her gifts, and we treated her really well, you know. And we tried to have a dialogue with her, but you know, I thought maybe she might do something after, but she never did. So then she just went right back to the way she was. You know, I thought she might have learned something, or at least had some kind of empathy, you know. But
And she's still the, somewhere, at 75, you have the mandatory retirement, right?
no, she's no longer.
Yeah.
She was they asked her to leave.
Oh,
Party. Don't be seen.
Anyway, now I see her sons are having a business in town here.
Yeah.
So I was wondering about that too.
it's a huge thing of what Francis said about that.
Yeah. Yeah, but anyway. But I haven't seen them come forward, you know, they might have a hot dog, say, I mean, a hot dog or a barbecue thing. You know, about it. Okay, anyway. So that's upcoming events. Yeah, that sounds good. The senior center, that they're reaching out. And anything else under upcoming events? I don't never hear anything from Lac School, so I don't know what's going on with their bringing the children home event. Don't hear nothing from them, so I'm not sure if they're planning anything.
Well, hopefully, once we get, hybrid meeting protocol in place, they can start joining through Zoom.
Yeah.
Virtually,
Virtual.
they don't happen. That's what, that's our goal.
Okay.
Just not to do this, but just to say you're going to take back the night march on Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
Thursday?
Is there a
This Thursday, take back the night.
Okay.
I'm going to continue. Still change budget center.
Thursday, go to that. Okay, thank you. Number 4 for discussion, October meeting. Okay.
Well, welcome aboard, Michelle. Thank you for
Okay.
having me.
I will see you in next meeting.
When will it be?
Number 5, he's always on the agenda, this guy.
He's always in the agenda, but he's never got.
All year he's been on the agenda.
Awesome. That's good. So our next meeting is on the 15th, right?
15th.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm coming back.
put that on the calendar. Oh, wait, you're gonna send a meeting invite, right?
The invitation was sent out. And nothing to discuss there. Okay, so move on to number 9, the work plan, update on the work plan completed or in progress, and that's attached here. So this is the work plan. And 24 work plan. So we have the education campaign and then the update of the committee in terms of reference. We also have a public space and the building relationship with local partners. Review of municipal policies through a cultural lens and Northway Section 1 Cemetery Memorialization event. So the education campaign, oh, thank you. Anybody want to discuss these?
Well, didn't Brent want the educational campaign? Didn't you want to do the best practices for running events with a cultural lens? Didn't want to do that for next year?
Did we talk about this or next year?
Yeah, so I'm putting together the work plan for next year,
Yeah,
and
that's
that is on there for the education. Keeping in mind that I'm supposed to have, I think by December council, the work plan for next year, so that it can be approved, that way you don't have to wait for your spending. Do you want to say? No.
I can't have one.
And how, oh, okay, yeah, sure. I can do that.
I'm going to dairy free.
Gluten, oh.
Yeah, the other thing that you and I talked about during it, you really wanted on there, I think that Brian wanted on there, is the memorial. The dress up from memorial.
Yeah.
And then the museum project. So we tackle those three big projects next year.
Yeah.
Like the guide, the memorial and the museum. And the report. This memorial project could be like extensive.
Yeah.
Right, and Duncan gave me a thing about funding. Which I will get to Megan. And because you might, if that project might entail having secure some funding. And there is funding available.
There is some funding available for those kind of things.
And it may be worth, if we know what you have in mind, maybe even asking, Jen, the economic development officer, to, attend and maybe see if she has any suggestions, because she's aware of certain funding opportunities that, like through HR, I would never go through, right? So she might have some ideas of where to reach out to.
Could even look at partnering. Say like with Slifna, because I think, we were talking about the memorialization. Originally, we had talked about, the names, James Morris, being in there and, Ennis Fiddler, I think, just. Well, when Garnet was alive, anyway, we had talked with him about how it would be. That, a permanent something would be put over by the graveyard. Either a couple of benches or a plaque and then to have a event where you would have a feast, meal. To open up, what they were gonna be doing with the unmarked graves and bringing the children home. That it'd be done properly with certain protocols in place before it all happened. But the cemetery memorialization would also be part of it, where you would have a permanent something over there where people could sit, visit, and or families could come and visit there and sit there. Thinking about their loved ones or, I don't know, whatever they would do. So that was the idea to have that, but also to invite up north, either the families or the communities to come and be part of it too. Because when we looked at the graves, the names, They're from everywhere. I mean, they're from Musconda, Big Truck, Bearskin, you know, all over the place, Deer Lake and Sandy Lake and those graves. So there would be a lot of communities who would be coming to something like that memorialization, I would think, that they should be invited to. So it's something that we should find funding for
Yeah.
or partnerships with SLIFNA. Maybe even now we're partnering with the Friendship Center. The more partners you have in the funding proposal, the
Better off.
better off you are getting
Some travel
funding.
councils and
Yeah.
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 Even
Yeah,
them.
so definitely would be
Yeah.
worthwhile to meet with Jenny. and
Yeah.
See what funding she can find and what partnership she.
Yeah. So depending on when that happens, and
Yeah, whenever you guys are ready to talk about that is when I'll ask her to come in, like when you have an idea of what you wanna do or what your plan is. Or what you're hoping rather than it would be, then we can ask her to come in and see what she's aware of for funding or what she might even just go to the fund.
It would probably be good that we started like in February for that, because it is such a large scope of a project that it's gonna take us a long time to do the work, and you ideally like it to be in the warm time. And you know, everybody want to be there when it's warm, so, you know, we'd have to start in.
Also to look at the guidelines for.
Yes,
Yes, those, for example, churches. Which is. Such for. Kind of events. Do with human reconciliation. But there are deadlines, but almost always, I think, one of the church deadlines is like the 15th of March.
Oh, okay.
So, I'll look that up.
Yeah.
and find
the Anglican Church too has
out.
funding. Yeah. And you might want to look at the Presbyterians. I'm not sure. I've never looked at them, so I don't know if they have
With the Baptists.
funding available.
Oh.
Yeah, whoever.
Church, Roman Catholic. Choose the sun.
Yeah. Right.
So I'll ask you about.
Okay. So if we can accomplish those 3 big goals next year, that's a lot, though.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah,
I was wondering about on the public space and the verbal discussion we originally had. And I was wondering about another route potentially doing, not renaming, but more like having plaques in various locations that just kind of identify indigenous place names and history, right?
yeah, that's really.
So instead of like total renaming, it can still be longer term if we want, but in the meantime, we're just having some, like, you know, we had something at the town beach, right?
An education piece.
Yeah, just a plaque, recognize, yeah, just like the traditional place name.
That's good.
And maybe we can look at that exactly the same way that we do all the banners.
Yeah,
We could get 15, choose 15 spaces and find 15 people pay for them.
so I don't know where you, maybe that's a tourism thing and maybe there's potential funding opportunities
Sure,
there.
not tax fund, yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Through the chamber of commerce.
Because, and I mentioned tourism because I mean, it does show history, right? And
Yeah. And people are interested.
Yeah, people are interested, yeah.
Maybe just an idea for next year, so instead of like maybe a whole renaming of different areas, that's at least acknowledge the indigenous history and names with different plaques around town.
And again, that goes back to Tom Taylor, and the source.
Let's put that on our plan.
Yeah.
And if Tom's listening, we're hearing you. And hopefully we're gonna be meeting with you.
So I did have like the public space on there.
Yeah.
So, I will. We kind of already have it on there, so I'm not even sure it needs to be just updated. We'll just need to know, like, that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Because we do have Garden Memorial and plaque on there. so
Yeah.
I think it kind of
So,
is already
yeah,
there.
the way it's kind of rephrased though, it's kind of like, reflection, healing, but it's not just that, it's just an acknowledgement of history and the names, right? That's,
An education piece around the history.
I did give everybody a blank draft version of the work plan. So if there were things that weren't in the old one, or that we haven't talked about today that you want to like remember for next time. Take it with you in Dublin town, and then we can kind of review on next time, so I can have it ready to go for council in December. So we'll talk about those in November, unless you have something else come up, because I will be back for the November meeting. But Michelle can certainly take your ideas so that I can compile them for the November one. And then hopefully I'll be able to take them to council in December.
maybe I'll flesh out some of the ideas.
Well,
Couple ideas.
the other thing that, I don't know, I talked with someone, I don't know who on this committee, it would be, because we have like a lot of expertise with, design and communication on this committee, it would be nice for us to design our own little thing at the end of the year saying, this is what we accomplished.
Oh, like an
Because,
infographic or
yeah,
something?
yeah, because we have this year accomplished quite a few things. And so if we could just highlight that in December and even, give it to the town where they could include it in a little mail out. Whenever they mail something out, not do a
Yeah.
special mail out, but if a mail out is going out.
I'm wondering if it might be good for municipal messages. I'm not sure, because because I again don't submit things to that because it's not really my type of thing. My position, but I can check and see if that would be a suitable
Yeah.
place for it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, potentially we could put together. And I'd have to check with like Meredith and with Brian, but like on the screens downstairs and at the arena. We could put potentially something in. We use Canva for them, we could use something in Canva that does like a quick display that'll be part of the rotation. If that's approved, like I can ask.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, because it'd be nice to, like Darlene said at the beginning, like, we're back, this is what we've done. This is what we accomplished this year, and just watch for us, because next year we're gonna accomplish more.
So I'll check on municipal messages, I'll check on the big screen. Worst case, I know that if we had an infographic, I could ask it to be posted on our social media.
Yeah. I do believe, I don't want to speak for you guys, but we do have the capacity to create that ourselves.
Yeah.
Capacity.
We got Canva too.
Yeah, and you guys have some great pictures from our events, and hopefully we're gonna get a photo op when we get the high school signs up.
Yeah,
And with the pop-up banners, so we should have, a lot of.
So if Reese, if you're gonna do that, like is it in Canva, it has that. The one that does like a 5-second video clip and it rotates through pictures and slides.
yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, that's the one that fits on the screens
Yeah,
without having to be resized.
okay, yeah. Also, one quick question, do we know when the signs are gonna be put up?
What signs?
The new tier,
The high school.
the high school.
The recorders have been put in for them, but the facilities people are still at the rec center. Yeah,
But hopefully before the references.
Yeah.
well, hopefully.
Yeah.
I know that the arena has gone longer than anticipated, so when I know it's on the list when they're done.
Okay.
How can we just do an adjournment motion, and if you guys need to keep talking, that's. I think we're all done, but all the agenda items.
Yeah, I think so. Well, we had, okay, thank you, everybody, for your contributions to this meeting. We can look at the next meeting date now, October 15th, 2024, so that's okay with everybody? Okay, and a motion to adjourn moved, we need a mover.
I'll move it since I'm.
Okay, so I know you don't want to move it. Okay, second, Joan, okay.